Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Tellor Dev Call. Today is July 14th, 2025. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Tellor Dev Call. Today is July 14th, 2025. And we're continuing to work on layer or Tellor layer. Where are we, guys? We're with that. We've been running it for more than 100 days now. So look out. We might be coming out pretty soon with wanting the community to become more involved. Anyway, Spuddy.
Yeah, we were just talking about it off call, but I've been working on figuring out a way that we can help people join the network easier. Doing state syncs through an RPC is the way we're doing it now. It takes a long time to download the state, and it's hard to find a trust type that will work because there's gaps in between snapshots. It's a long story, but I think I might just have to write it out for the docs. I mean, does that sound like a decent idea for now? But the procedure is basically like set it up with a trust height. You don't know if it's going to work, but it'll print out the height where there are snapshots, and then you stop the node, do it again with a height that was one of those snapshots.
Yeah, for now, that workaround should work fine because they should be able to do it at least, but then we can make it prettier as time goes on.
There's another option is like to run an API where you could get the snapshot heights. That's another thing. And then you wouldn't have to have people like. But then when I talk to other communities, I was talking to another community a lot at the end of next week, the Osmosis kind of like they have a Telegram group where you have to go and like get approved so they don't have any spam. But anyway, I think it's public. It's just really, anyway. Yeah, they say that state sync through the RPC, it just kind of becomes hell as the chain gets bigger. That's the advice that they had. That's why everybody does snapshot servers where you download the snapshot and use that. And I'm working on monitors. I'm working on a monitoring site for the supply information.
Yeah, I mean thanks. The alternative of having the snapshots on a server, I feel like that could become something that we might do in the future, but everybody should be able to do it from their own and not depend on us always. So.
I mean, you can always do a Genesis sync too. So.
If you have 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
then
yeah, it can take. I'm sure if you did a Genesis sync of one of these older chains, it would take a month, probably more than a month. But it would work though.
IPFS uploads for state sync.
I will say too that whenever we first started Palmito and we had a lot more like involvement from other validators, they also were constantly like, if anyone needs a snapshot, here's a snapshot. So I would be incredibly surprised if the other validators who joined weren't already kind of set up with this stuff. So they probably won't rely on us, but
yep.
It's a nice
and we'll see a lot of that later, I think, on a mainnet in the future.
All right. Caleb?
I went through last week and was testing all of my monitors and they all seem to work. I actually caught one of our validators being down this weekend, messaged Spuddy about it and got that back up.
It was me.
It's been pretty nice to see it all working out as expected. So that's nice. And then I am 95% done with my article, so I'll be getting reviews on that and you guys will probably be seeing that shortly. Yeah.
Awesome. Akram?
Good morning. I'm working on the indexer. Last week I talked about Big Dipper and BD Juno is an indexer that already exists. But going into when I was trying to troubleshoot it, realized that our chain, I guess the transactions uh, are a little bit differently formatted than what it expects. So it wasn't reading it, which means that we'd have to fork and adjust how it filters the transactions. So that led me to see if there is something else, which there is, and I think is a little bit better, but it's called subquery. So I'm gonna use that because it has more flexibility as far as like what you want to index, either indexing through events or the whole block or through transaction messages, which I guess you probably don't want to do whole blocks since they'll probably bloat the database. But basically, they all use Postgres SQL, and the subquery also exposes queries through GraphQL API, which is nice. So I'm trying to get that to go, and they also have a lot of Cosmos projects. So I'm trying to find a Cosmos project that uses vote extensions, which I think is what's causing a different transaction format. Yeah, so I'm trying to get subquery working and push something out as soon as possible.
Okay. Did you find examples from other projects, or do you need help with that?
No, they have templates for several projects. The question is which one matches what we want.
Gotcha.
So, and all the big names, Osmosis, Agoric, and all that, they have templates for them, and DYDX. But I think this is probably it would be nice if it gets to work. Yep.
It would be. Tim?
Yeah, I'm working on bridge monitoring. So we have monitoring in place for malicious bridge data relayed. And then on Friday, I made a monitor and really an alerter for all validator set updates, good or bad. But it was going a little haywire over the weekend. So I'm gonna get that working better. And then the follow-up to that is just getting a summary of all the data that gets read through the data bridge contract. Yeah, like getting like weekly summaries of how many reads there are. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Dan?
I'm double checking our dispute tallying because we found some code last week that shouldn't have been there, and I still need to clean up the monitors list as well.
Okay. All right. And then at some point, what we want to do is test the monitors. So everybody, if you haven't looked at the spreadsheet or updated the monitors that you did, please do so. And then we'll make sure that somebody that wasn't working on that actually goes and tests it, and that we catch things on the actual monitors. Nick?
Odo's deep dive uploading as we speak. So
Which one?
Odos, they're they're gonna yell at me, but solver type liquidity aggregator, DEX aggregator. Yeah, it's a fun one. Talk a lot about DeFi, future of DeFi kind of stuff. We're also going to Saga Chain. We got somebody who wants to use us over there, so get ready for a Saga Chain deployment. Should be fun. Yeah, get a little bit of stuff to do for that one. And then
There's a lot to do for that one. We need to contact the project.
for sure. Yeah. I think we still have like a month or two until we're actually needed. So it's not a huge rush, but we can get it started. And then yeah, working. I got like a couple more articles for you guys to review. So it'll be some fun stuff.
Awesome. And we did check, Ryan is not here, but there's no questions. So guess we'll see you guys next week.